maybe up to here. I've already been there. So maybe here. No, that's too high. I don't know. Just wait for the volume. There's a spike right there.
OHI.
Maybe 10. 10 is a good number. I'm gonna have to use a market because it's so fast. I didn't quite touch 10 yet.
EPR.
One minute trigger. A 1 minute trigger is basically the next candle passing up the previous 1 minute candle. Being in the 1 minute chart, it just passed it up. I'm in 300 shares short. Now, using the 5 minute chart, I get to assess when it's going to pass up the previous 5 minute candle. And you can see the blue line, which is my 9 EMA. That is relatively the target point. So I added there, I doubled up because it looks like it's going to pass up this previous 5 minute candle. That is pretty much a late entry, but is looking really good because the volume's still staying low, meaning that the direction, everybody's happy with the direction basically. So I'm about to cover about 400 shares right there.
EPR.
And I'm just gonna watch the price action, the level 2, the bid and the ask. And I want to see the ask have cumulatively larger numbers than the bid. But interestingly, you look right now, the ask is getting huge, and there it is. I got halted. Basically, it made a 7% move, and I'm going to be halted for a good 15 minutes. Halted. If you guys followed me in the past, years ago, I used to share with y'all how halts would cause a major anxiety attack on me. I mean, there's no telling what's going to happen, and it's one of those scenarios where if you're not really good at not controlling the scenario, this is like your worst nightmare, more or less. But nowadays, for some reason, I'm okay with it.
SBUX.
The spread, 18-cent spread.
MGP.
Traders, look how beautiful this parabolic move is. It's just going straight up. Something like this is just maybe textbook. 1708. Maybe up to here. Let's get the daily.
Main.
Yeah, right here. This is
Main.
1707. No, open is 1636. We're at 1644 right now. So it could go.
Main.
Better if it passes it up. 30 cents from the top. Let's see. Just gotta wait for it. Oops. Kind of backwards. Well, I shorted this and just got out. Probably early. Nowhere close to the 5-minute 90 MA. But, you know, gotta trade tight. Okay, so somewhere along the lines I didn't realize that my screen recorder wasn't working. And even when I did realize that, once I recorded, I didn't have sound. It wasn't connected to my mic. So let me just give you a quick rundown. Everything went pretty well except for AVTR, obviously. That's the red one. But right now, this one is HCA. And you see that volume spike? You see that volume that's that green bar at the bottom that's pretty large compared to the rest of them. You see the wind, the SPY, spiking downwards. And even though SPY spiked down, HCA kind of held its ground until just now. More than likely, I'm going to trigger on ones. So I'm going to be patient because this one is just shooting straight up. The last thing I want is to enter early. I'd rather enter a little late than early and have it just continue on up against me. Okay, here it comes. And I'm in only 100 shares. But that's enough because every centimeter is pretty much $1. Now, if you notice right now, the spread is extreme. So you have to have pretty good timing, basically. So I'm watching the ask as it goes down. Looking at the 5-minute chart, seeing where it's at. Still has some room to go. The blue line is so far away, I don't know if I'll anticipate for that move. More or less, I'm just going to look for a trend line, which is pretty much around there. Now, a move this far down generally means that it's going to rebound up a little bit before it comes back down. So either you take this scalp or you're going to just wait it out for another possible move down, hopefully. So I'm watching SPY there, and if SPY pushes downwards, HCA has to go down. If it doesn't, then I know that it's rethinking its position. And that's one of those TradeNet infamous wicks up. See how it disappeared like that? That's what I mean by when TradeNet has not so great charting. The reason I didn't freak out right then and there is because I have a Thinkorswim in the background in another monitor. So Thinkorswim eliminated that outlier wick. I wouldn't see that spike, and I would be perfectly fine with where I'm at. So I scaled out a bit, I have 50 shares left, and I'm out. And yet another beautiful chart. It's a 2 18, so still have some time. I'm in with 300 shares, pretty heavy. This one was a little bit difficult to read because of, if you look at the volume, it was going up, but there wasn't a definitive super volume bar to tell me when to go. So I'm in a little bit early, just hoping that'll go down, and there it is. It just went past that previous 1 minute candle. Setting my stop at high a day just for worst case scenarios. A lot of room for movement on this 5 minute chart, you can see. But right now, it being 2:19, there's only a few seconds left before it creates its next 5 minute candle. So this could possibly be a very small doji for a 5 minute candle. SPY is going down, and this one's holding a bit, making me a little bit nervous. It's moving a little bit, but it still needs to pass up that trend line. That little support area. Basically, it's at a support area, so it needs to break through that area. And it's trying to, but you see SPY go down, and there it goes. It went down a bit, and it's moving. Passing up the previous 5 minute candle. Moving really nicely. A lot of room to go. It's just a matter of your conviction. And that's the thing about this market right now, it being so volatile. You never know when someone's going to say something that makes everybody change their mind and go the other way. So the elasticity is really important. I like to keep that rubber band tight, meaning I like to catch it as it's going down most of the time. Okay, so 5 minute 90 MA is 53.64, triggered on 5s. So I'm continually reassessing what it looks like on the 5 minute, the 1 minute. What is the SPY doing? Right now, SPY is blowing it downwards, and TSN is hesitant. So it kind of makes me a little cautious here. I don't want it to spike up, and if it does, that means that I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. I'm going to have to hold my breath a little bit longer, hoping that it continues in the correct direction. But I do like how the volume is significantly lower than the pivot point. Five-minute chart, still looking really good. Just trying to hold my breath here as SPY is blowing upwards. So when SPY is going up, sometimes I allow my charting to go up a bit because of the wind, the resistance. But if it goes down as SPY is going up, then that means it has a lot of conviction. But it looks like I may be getting out soon, because it looks like SPY is going up, and this may go up. So yeah, I decided to take the first round. It's really expensive, so I only got 50 shares. It didn't signal. I was hoping for a 5 minute signal.
RNP.
There's no way. Well, actually, there is a way, but it's so far away that I'm not going to wait for that.
OMF.
So stop at high a day at, wait, what is that? What's the high? 207.50. just gonna hope that it goes a little bit. The 5 minute is quite far away from 5 minute. Also, this thing right here, it hit the VWAP band. So a lot of times when it gets close to it, it comes down. This one actually hit it and went past it. So maybe it wants to go down. 201
ESNT.
is an extreme scenario. Well, maybe not that extreme. It's right here. So SPY's being a little crazy right now. So as usual, if it goes, that's cool. If it doesn't, then it's just one of those that just didn't want to cooperate. But technically, there's very little reason for it not to, because of the amount of effort it took for it to get where it's at. If I bunch it together, you can see it. Just whoop, straight up. Straight up on 5 minute chart. So as SPY is printing green right here, this is probably going to get blown up a little bit. But let's see if there's any case where it gets some momentum the other way. Okay, I'm not quite liking how it's fighting this movement. Okay, there it goes. It's moving now. But it was initially fighting it. And it finally triggered on 5s right here. And it needs to break through this one. But yeah, the 5 minute 90 MA is still 201.50s.
ESNT.
So maybe 202. We'll see how this works out. SPY's printing green, and this is still going down, which is nice. So it's kind of pretty much made up its mind. Now, it almost looked like it touched, but it didn't. 201.40s. There it goes. 201. It's close. Very close. Okay, watching level 2 here. Okay. Doji with a lot of volume. That generally means there's equal
BBN.
amounts of buyers and sellers, share-wise. And a lot of them trying to figure out if it should go or not. Here it comes. Below this candle is 807. So 805 maybe? $805 will be an early entry. Okay, that could be a fake one. Let's see. Alright, I'm shorting here. So here it is on 5s. So it's a little early. Trigger on 5s would be here. 792. Under 793. So initially we knew this chart was pretty good, but as you can see, I'm having this sped up to like 20 times because it's just ridiculous, the movement that it does. It goes down, it goes back up. It can't make up its mind. And quite possibly it was because of the daily chart where it looked like it could go higher, but it couldn't figure out if it really wanted to or not. And so it wasn't even going according to how SPY wanted it to go, wind-wise. So sometimes you just have to learn to hold your breath longer and be resilient and keep your stop far away so it can actually do its job. But by then, it has consolidated to a point where it really couldn't get that much profit. So that's why perfect setups are really important, just to get past all this volatility or technical mishaps. There it goes. Nice drop. So then, where's it going again? 760s, maybe? Let's see. I just wanted to go
KDP.
straight down. Looking at level 2. There it is, 60s. Okay. 763 on the dot.